Na 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 keeps rolling on.
Take the kids market as because I know that you did bubbles and things like that as well. So let's take, just for argument's sake, the kids market. Let's say you're targeting a song for the kids market. How are you going about writing
that? I'd write it in 3 colors. My verse is going to be like a yellow. My bridge is going to be like a blue, and my chorus is going to be red. And each one of them have got to stand on their own 2 feet. And the verse is just basically, as you know, don't bore us, get to the chorus kind of thing there. But the bridge has got to be like a flow into something, and the chorus is it's got to be so simple and repetitive that after one listening, and we have a cup of coffee, and I asked you, so what was that? The song I sang, that one there. What was the chorus? There's got to be something in your head. All that was about water or fire or heaven or jumping on the dance floor or put your hands at something. There's got to be something. If that's not there, then it'll never be a big. When I say never be a hit, with the methods that are around today, it'll never be a hit. If, on the other hand, you are an established artist like Sheeran, The Weeknd, all these different people. I mean, I think The Weeknd are really good, really good. But I'm not so sure if they were totally unheard of that their songs would reach the acclaim that they do, because some of them take a few listens to get
into them.
Through, that's always a big thing. I'm doing this. Basically, tomorrow I have a customer. The next day I have a customer. They're usually younger girls, and I'm helping them to write songs. I don't do like I did before, because I know, and it's very hard. I know that. Give me a day. We don't have to exact. Give me a day. When the day's finished, I'll have a great song for you. I don't want to do that. I want them to give me on your phone 10 different ideas or something, right? And then we'll sit and I'll try and work them. So at the end of the week or whatever it takes, they all say, yeah, I've written a song. It's my song. Okay, I'm getting well paid. They're happy. They do the song, and that's it. 9 times out of 10, though, they think, just the point you're in, you're so right, that they think it's a little bit simple. It's a little bit, that's what hits.
That's what it's all about. I mean, for people to understand, John, I mean, with the Ace of Base thing, I mean, we're talking 18-hour days in the studio. Sometimes.
Oh yeah. Sometimes even more. Sometimes round the clock.
Round the clock, and we're talking about a grueling schedule and trying to be creative when you're knackered.
Yeah.
And yet the record company's on the phone putting the pressure on. We need this tomorrow. We need this. We need this. And you got to get the team. How difficult was that for you at that time?
That was really, really, really difficult, I must say. That you're pushing everybody in the studio, but at the end of the day, I'm responsible. It's my studio. They got the no from hundreds of record labels when they came out, and we had Happy Nation, Wheel of Fortune, loads of great songs, and people didn't like it. Neither did Clive Davis. He didn't like it. I have in my office facts, from him saying, John, why are you sending me this fucking song. I didn't like it the first time and I don't like it the second time. Please don't send it to me again. And like, you know, a year later, he's paying like $40 million to get the contract for the world. You know? So he missed it too, you know.
But I mean, Ace of Base got signed to a small record label at the time in Denmark called Mega Records, and I mean, it all kind of organically grew from there. I mean, you know, how much of a driving force? Because, you know, from memory, I remember being over there, sleeping, like I say, in the studio. I remember, you know, Ulf Ekberg coming up with, you know, he went out, he said, oh, I need to get you something. He went out to the shops, he went into town, he bought the single of All That She Wants. He came back in and he gave me a copy of the single. And I was always amazed at how much of a driving force he was at the time. I didn't recognize it, obviously, but now looking back on it, I mean, he really drove on, and he, you know, there was a lot of motivation and a lot of, you know, because that I mean, I remember him going around the radio stations, taking people out for lunch. He's talking to people, you know, constantly on his phone, constantly chasing people up to play the record. And, you know, and you were doing a lot of that as well. You were phoning the local newspapers and blah, 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 and they were all trying to get them on television shows and all kinds of things like that. I mean, there's more than just music here. I mean, there's a lot of motivation and a lot of drive to make Ace of Base even remotely what they were, you know, at that time.
Absolutely. Ulf was definitely, without, you know, it was a great combination. You had Ulf Ekberg, who was without any shadow, without the driving motor. You had Jonas, who was good at melodies and lyrics, from number one melodies. They had been working in their garage or somebody's garage for like a year before I met them, and they were so dedicated. I mean, I can give you stories that you think, no, that's unheard of. I mean, like, we'd been working in the studio. I'd get there at 10. The boys in the Ace of Base, if I was lucky, they'd arrive about 3 in the afternoon, and come 3 in the morning, we're finished. So we closed down the studio, and I'd go home. I've got a 20-minute drive to get home. And just as I'm getting home, you know, like Jonas would phone me and say, John, we forgot to take a cassette of the hi-hats in the song, and I've got to have it. So I'd say, fuck off, Jonas. I've been working 15 hours. I'm knackered. You know, I'll be in there at 9-10 tomorrow because we've got the girls coming in to sing, etc., etc., etc. And there was no way he'd back that. I must have, you know, we'll have to find another studio, another producer, another time. But I don't care, you know, we got to. So, you know, I'd sometimes I'd do it myself. Sometimes I'd get a taxi to go with the keys, open up, and you know, knew where it was, or one of the guys if I was lucky. But that's the kind of dedication they had, without any shadow of a doubt. And they could work a song like any big production. Don't get me wrong. I think the longest session I think I had was 56 hours, because we'd promised to deliver the bridge, the album, to the States, and the last plane leaving Gothenburg to make that they had the CD that was going to go to press was at a certain time, and driving in a BMW at like 160 miles an hour on the motorway to get, there's like 10 minutes left, and we got there.
Yeah. And I mean, but that kind of driving force has always been, you know, that drive has always been a part of your career. I mean, because, you know, I mean, obviously the Ace of Base is the most, you know, maybe the pinnacle when it comes to songwriting and production, or from the studio's point of view. But from your career, I mean, you've done so many artists, you've worked with so many, you know, you've had so much success with the writing songs with Eurovision and performing on Eurovision yourself, and then on top of that, you know, the kids group Bubbles, together.
Jag ser mig runt omkring, men jag saknar ingenting. Bara vi är vänner. Känn en värme som det ger bara vi är vänner. Genom alla mörka stunder, det bästa som jag har, det faller ett regn från himmelen. Det är en gåva som ger liv igen. Det kommer en tid i våra liv, vi måste våga se sanningen.
You know, etc., etc. I mean, is that always been your focus? Is just to are you cherry picking these projects out, or are you saying I'm going to create this all from, you know, and just go for that particular subject matter, whether it be a Eurovision song or whether it be a Bubbles or whether it be a Together? What's your thought process when you're getting into that?
I think sometimes it's just happened in as much as when I had about 4 or 5 kiddies songs with the Bubbles things there, and nobody was interested. Kids' music will never work. I mean, how stupid can the record business be? Kids are, I mean, like, you know, Bob the Builder sells billions and billions of copies. I mean, how stupid can a record company be when they say kids' music will never work? So what I decided, okay, I can't get anybody to record the music. I'll start a kiddies band myself. So we had auditions, and I mean, they were mega successful. And #1 in Sweden, you know, a few times. I wrote the soundtrack to the Ice Age, the first Ice Age film that they're recording. I wrote Somewhere, what that track was called.
Somewhere there's gonna be a place for us. Somewhere when the weather gets down, look what we found it. Somewhere there's gonna be enough. Well, I know that you're there. Yes, somewhere out there.
So I think the music business sometimes I still think is a little bit, you know, naive. I don't understand how a lot of the A&R bosses can't see where something that is simple is exactly what's needed, to us. The same thing with Together. We had some songs there that were very simple. We couldn't get a deal. I ended up, you know, we recorded a whole album. I got a contract with Mercury in Germany for them, a worldwide contract. Unfortunately, like so many bands, the boys didn't, you know, really pull together, so they split, which was sad. Otherwise, they would have had an amazing career. And that's also an amazing something for all the young bands there. Try and make sure that we're going to make this work. Get the right setup and make it work for a long time. Because it's really sad when people like you, people like me, we get something that's really, really good, and then they fall out with one another, usually about money, about, you know, royalty percentages or who's getting what. And that's really, really, really sad. And so when I start anything new, I've got a couple of things on the boil at the moment. I sit down with them and I say, this is the contract, not with me. This is the contract between the three of you.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, no problem. Now read it and get a lawyer and come back to me. And when we've signed it, we've all signed, then I will present my contract to the three of you. And so they were home and dry. Unfortunately, I missed out on that. Same with Bubbles. They broke up because, you know, some girls wanted to do more lead. And it's sad. Just about 2 years ago now, 2 years ago, I had 3 of the girls, 5 girls in the group. They're now like 27, 28, kind of that age group there, coming to me saying, John, how could you let us slip up? We really, really regret having broken up. We had a fantastic career on the move, and it didn't happen. So there you go.
Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, keeps rolling on.